Plug yourself into the machine. Become one. Become Apple's new icon. DNA straight to the screen.
Hey guys, welcome back to Floyd's Vintage Guitars. Well, today I have a stunning guitar in front of me. It is a 1976 Gibson ES175. And I tell you what guys, I am the biggest Gibson hollow body guitar nut there is. I have quite a sizable guitar collection, and I would say at least 70% of that guitar collection is made up of various hollow bodies from Gibson from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and this one is a 70s 76. It's a great guitar guys, this is going to be a great video. Well, there you go, guys. 1976 Gibson ES175. Now I have to say, of all the Gibsons, I find this one, the 175, to be definitely one of my favorite models. I think the only hollow body model that I preferred was my Gibson S400. It was a 1962 Super 400, but that was a huge guitar, and not a guitar that I could take to gigs. Where a 175 to me feels like an acoustic. It's so comfortable. You've got the cutaway, so you can do solos on it. And the reason why I love these guitars is they are a guitar that can do everything for me. If I go to a gig with a Strat, I'm going to get a Strat sound. If I go to a gig with an acoustic or a Les Paul, I'm going to get those sounds. This guitar for me, it does everything in one, where I get the percussion of an acoustic guitar, but I also get the electric sound and the acoustic electric sound, and also the overdrive sound, which is what I often look for in guitars when I play live. I like that on the edge of breakup. I love that with these, the feedback that's just kind of sitting there waiting to scream at you, but you control it. And that is all part of the charm with these guitars. They are full of shit. They are full of nonsense. They will bite you if you don't treat them properly. But that is all part of the fun, guys. This guitar is alive. So that's me on Gibson ES175s. I have a few. And probably the P90s are just as good to me as the humbuckers, as far as ES75s go, 175s go. The humbuckers are a little bit quieter, a little bit more refined, sound a little bit nicer with overdrive. The P90s are a bit gnarly, they feed back a little bit more, but they've got that punch, which I really like. For me, I have to have one of each. I can't do one without the other. And these are the guitars, when I do a gig, I will sometimes leave my Strat behind and take a Telly, or leave my Strat and take a Les Paul. But I will never walk out of the door without a 175 or one of my ES125s, which is another Gibson guitar, hollow body I love. So this particular guitar is okay, here we go again. Anybody who's watched any of my other videos will know that I am an absolutely huge fan of 70s Gibson guitars. Now, I know the Norland era gets quite a hard knock, they get quite a bad reputation for quality and blah, blah, blah. I've got to be honest, I've owned many 70s Gibsons now, and I love every single one of them. In fact, I prefer them over anything other than a 50s, and I haven't had the privilege yet to own a 50s Les Paul. But when it comes to Les Pauls, or SGs, I love the 70s stuff. They just are incredible guitars. I haven't played a bad one yet. They sustain like nothing else. Their pickups are amazing. They are built like tanks, and kind of like my Bandmaster that I'm playing through here today. Again, the silver face Fenders get a bad name, but to me they are some of the best Fender amps out there because they're so robust. I'm yet to have a silver face amp go down on me. This one's still running on its original tubes. It's never been touched. It's just a piece of art, And I would say, going off the subject, I would say the same goes for the Gibson 70s guitars. They were made to last. The necks were a bit stiffer, especially on the Les Pauls, not so much on these. But this guitar, believe it or not, reminds me of my 1962 Gibson S400, which had a solid top. This is way more solid feeling to me as a guitar than my 50s ES175s. It just feels like everything's there. It handles feedback a lot better. The neck is easier to play. The tuners work. The settings on this guitar, that's some of the problems I have with some of the more vintage Gibson hollow bodies, is that you can adjust the poles and the pickups, you can adjust the height, and the sound doesn't really change. But on this guitar, all these adjustment things that were put on this guitar to make it easier for you to play as an individual work. They actually work. When I move a pole, I lift the pole or the pickup, it changes the guitar tone completely. When I change anything, it works. I can adjust a little bit more bass on the one string, or this one's a bit quiet, or the action's a bit low, and everything works. And that is again why I love the 70s Gibson guitars. They're just that little bit, they've been built like a tank, and they feel like a tank, and they play like a tank. And that is a good feeling, to have something solid in your hands that you know is just as good as guitars get. And that's what Gibson do for me. I've had Gretsch, I've had Guild, I've had Sadowski, I have had all sorts of hollow body guitars, because these are a preference for me. And nobody does a hollow body guitar for me like a Gibson does. They just got a sound of their own, they've got a feel of their own. And this one in particular is absolutely stunning. I mean, again, this is a 70s guitar. It's mint. It really is. I'm struggling to find a scratch in it. All the electronics work. The neck is fantastic. I mean, there's nothing. This guitar, if I had to put it on a shelf today and put it in a music room, a music shop, and put a price on it, people would walk past and go, "Wow, it's brand new." That's how good the condition of this particular guitar is. So there you go, guys. Not much more I can say other than get out there and buy the 70s Gibsons, because they are absolutely insanely good guitars. They really, really are. So yeah, guys, 1976 Gibson ES175 D for the double, sunburst, not a scratch on it. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that top. It's just unbelievably beautiful guitar. Guys, share this video, comment on this video, like this video, and all that stuff. See you again soon.
Plug yourself into the machine. Become one. Become Apple's new icon. DNA straight to the screen.